Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Kathy, and it is January 14th. So we are already in the middle of the month. And let us begin. Heart source. For those of you who are new to the heart source, focus on the center of your chest, and that's the heart chakra. Let's see, I can move this down a little bit. So I often will put my hand right there on the center of my chest and just imagine you're going underneath your hand into your chest. And now you're keeping it here, your attention, not your hand. You're keeping your attention there. And now go around to the back, and just opposite of the front of the heart source not the heart source, the front of the heart chakra is the back of the heart chakra. And just go into there. Some people are a little bit too low and trying to go in. Just move your awareness up a little. There you go. And now just move in and go deeply, deeply, deeply in there. It's like going through a tunnel, an alleyway, what am I trying to say? Hallway. And then you go into this expansive room, and that is your sacred space. Okay, now staying there, now move into the front again and go into the front of your third eye. That's the brow chakra. For those of you who don't have the phone, and I'm tapping my forehead just above the little ridge that goes from your nose and just up above, and then there's a little indentation, and that's about where your third eye is, the sixth chakra. Go in there, and if you go deep enough and set your intention, asks, I'd like to see the violet flame, or connect with the violet flame. There you go. And now going around to the back, you go into the back of the third eye, the back of the sixth chakra. There you go. I just had a chill with that one. And now connect a beam of energy from your heart chakra to your third eye. Just ask for those two to connect if you don't know a whole lot about it. Send that beam of energy straight up to the center of the universe. It knows where to go. And now straight down into the center of the earth. And as Amma has been saying of late, we are grounded above and below, which means we're fully anchored in. Good. And now this part that I'm going to give you, you're already in your heart source. I'm going to give you is not part of the heart source, but it's something you can do in the heart source, which is command chakras spin. Spin as fast as is safe for me. And when you inhale, see energy coming in from above and from below, coming and meeting into your heart center. And then on your exhale, all of that energy is moving throughout your energy field. And what is happening when you're having your chakra spin that fast and you're bringing in energy is it's like a centrifuge, and it's spinning out congested energy. And just let that happen for a moment. And you can do this at any time, sitting, waiting, in an office or at the checkout lane or in the car or something like that. And you could just say, chakra spin as fast as it's safe for me. Better to say heart source so that you're in your heart source, and then chakra spin. Good. Now declare, I am the sword. So that's the sword of Michael the Archangel. And if you have not received the sword yet, and there are many people seeing this recording on YouTube, more people are finding my YouTube channel, and they are listening to the recordings of the Sunday ceremony. And so you may not, Archangel Michael has a sword. You may, if you've seen pictures of him, he has this huge sword. And simply call him, or Archangel Michael, please come. Extend your dominant hand, palm up, and just ask, may I please have your sword? And he will place the sword, the hilt of the sword, in your palm. When you feel it or sense it, or even if you just want to pretend kind of thing, close your hand over it. I leave my palm open like that. I can feel it and then put the hand in front of your heart chakra. The point is straight up. And now just know, imagine, see, sense, feel, placing the sword into your heart chakra and your whole energy field absorbing the sword. And when you say, I am the sword, your entire energy structure becomes the sword of Michael the Archangel. And wherever you walk, wherever you are transmuting low vibration energy into higher vibration energy. Good. And this is a form of protection, just like the heart source is. So now the separate thing is that you are declaring heart source. Please expand to either the seventh layer of my aura or the tips of my fingers when I hold my arm straight out, whether it's forward or on the side, whichever is larger.
Of my fingers when I hold them out, whichever is larger.
And then violet flame, activate around the seventh layer of my arm. So you now have full protection as long as you are in your heart source. And that means in your heart, where everything else is activated, then you have tremendous protection. Catholics have a song, Be Not Afraid. If you ever want to listen to something rather amazing, just go to YouTube and put in Be Not Afraid, St. Louis Jesuits, or you can just put in Be Not Afraid. And I love that song, and I have played it many, many times. And there it is, Be Not Afraid, I am with you always. And one of my favorite lines is, even though the powers of hell are around you, I am with you. And know that when you are in your heart source, that's exactly what you encourage. Good. And now let us all gather in the healing lecture room. Anybody who listens to this, no matter when, no matter where they are, you are included in the healing lecture room. There is a floor of light below us, a canopy of light above us, pillars of light in each of the corners. And surrounding the perimeter of the healing lecture room are angels from the angelic realm. And I am getting that almost all these angels are from Archangel Michael's band. If I slip into Saint Michael, that's Catholic stuff. You know, for those of you who don't know, I was in the convent for 20 years. So we always refer to him as Saint Michael. But Archangel Michael is there, and there are also a few golden angels there, which are from the band of the Archangel Golden, who works specifically with Metatron and the encodements. Great. And now there is a central pillar in the center of our healing lecture room, and invited, however we sent the message out, they are coming. Oh, that's interesting. You know, ever see Field of Dreams? They say if you build it, they will come. If we build the healing lecture room, they will come. Those that are there to support us, and they wait in the central pillar, which is really infinite in construction. And there will be many, many beings. I'm getting there at least 150 today. Some of them you know, some of them I don't know, but you do. And then those that I know, I'll tell you the ones that usually come in, and I see them coming in. The Buddha and Yeshua, who come in together, they're great friends, they're brothers, they say. Mother Mary, Yeshua's mother. Kuan Yin, working with the Hindu tradition. Ezekiel, prophet Ezekiel from the Hebrew scriptures is there, and many others coming in. And they are coming to join us and to let us know that they are with us, and they're raising our elevation, our frequency. And as with us being in the heart source, it rises with all of those who are around us. Amma has said, be the calm in the storm. And that's what being in the heart source does, is allow us to be the calm in the storm. And anybody else who joins us in the eye of the storm, which is where the calm is, in the eye of the storm, it also increases our frequency, and we join together to raise our vibration, the vibration of the planet, and the vibration of all of those that are around us and are open to having their vibration raised. And now out steps Hilarion, who is the Chohan of the fifth ray of healing. And interestingly enough, Hilarion, which is in ancient Greece, Hilarion was in another incarnation who we know in the Christian scriptures as Paul of Tarsus, or Saint Paul, if you're familiar with him in that way. He wrote most of the epistles in the Christian scriptures in the Bible. But he was, as Hilarion, a healer, a hermit and a healer. And he is now inviting us all to pull up a chair. It is a special chair. And in fact, this is the ascension chair. For those who may not be familiar with ascension, it is a stage of spiritual development. That when you move into that stage of spiritual development, you have gone deeply into releasing the negativity and the pain that's in this incarnation. And you have made a commitment to work even more deeply in being the love that you are. And he is asking you to please sit. Make yourself comfortable. Good. Connect with your healing team. Just say, healing team, please be with me. Everybody has different members in the healing team. And at the same time, everybody has encodement technicians, soul healing angels, soul healing team, your soul self, which is what Amma calls the higher self. Soul self is the energy from which you sprang from an incarnation. Your soul self is the energy which sprang from the undifferentiated energy of God. There you go. And your body soul, which is the soul of your body. We are borrowing the body, and the body has its own soul, which actually keeps track of our breathing and our circulation, our heart beating, the lymphatic system, lets all the nerves work well. Here we go. Good. Your healing team is gathered around you. And it seems like we did this last week, in that the healing here is for us. We will mention other people later, but our healing teams and Amma wants us to spend time with ourselves. And in healing, she's been doing it differently of late. And what she's doing today is she is asking you to choose now to release any pain from the past that you are holding on to. So think of something that came into your awareness and consciousness that you're kind of you might be having a difficult time letting go of. How do you know you're having a difficult time letting go of? Because You may be thinking of it, regretting it. Healing team, simply remove all artificial encodements that are holding this into you. Repair the damaged or altered natural encodements holding this into you. Soul healing team, please find and bring back to you all the pieces of yourself you lost in whatever it is that you're holding on to. Clean, repair, and heal all pieces. Fully integrate all pieces within you. And encodement team, if I need natural encodements, which I do not have, which will make it easier to release what I am holding on to, please create and activate them now. And now your part, whatever this is, even if you don't know exactly what it is, just say, whatever this is that I am holding on to, even if I am not consciously aware of it, I choose to release you now. I have taken my learning. I have taken the knowledge. I have taken the wisdom from this event, and I do not need you anymore. Leave now. And you can even speak to that aspect of yourself. Let's say it's something that happened to you when you were 5. Speak to your 5-year-old self. And you got to speak to your 5-year-old self more gently than you speak to your adult self, okay? So you just, to your 5-year-old self, it's time to let it go. Let's do it together. Hold his or her hand and say to that part of yourself that was hurt, I don't need you anymore. Thank you for what you taught me. Leave me now. So when you're young, you usually do that together. So let's take a part of yourself that's older. Again, another wound, whatever it may be that happened that you're still holding on to. And this is an adult wound. It doesn't matter what you called yourself an adult. You may have called yourself an adult at 16. It doesn't matter. But with that aspect of yourself, whatever age he or she was, you say, and you use the name you were called then, okay? So if you had a nickname that you used, you could use that name as long as it's not derogatory to you. You can use that name. I was just always called Kathy. No, it's when I was little, I was called Pooh after Winnie the Pooh. And I rebelled against it when the kids in the neighborhood started calling me Pooh Pooh, right? So I would rebel against that. Dad still calls me that. My dad's 95. So then, whatever name it is, like I would say, Kathy, that's in the past. It's over. This is what you learned. And go ahead and list a couple of things you learned. Like one of the things you could learn was never treat anybody the way that I was treated. That's real simple and succinct. Let it go. You're not going to learn anything else from it. Let it go now. And sometimes I've had to say, Kathy, talking to that other part of myself, relax your hand. Don't hold on to it hard. Relax your hand. Let it go. It will not change you, who you are, if you let it go. There you go. If you listen to this healing thing later, you can do this with any number of things. And once you have it in your mind, you don't have to use exactly the words I give you, then just do it again. Just say, relax your hand, relax your heart, relax your solar plexus. Let it go. And then you tell the energy, go now. Okay. Now you're sitting in this wonderful chair. Hilarion is directing you. You're surrounded by your healing team. And now what is happening is that The frequency of energy you need right now to balance your endocrine system is coming into the crown of your head. Allow that energy to come in. Simply affirm the exact vibration of energy needed to balance my endocrine system in all ways. Good. Just let the energy come in. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We now ask for the exact vibration of frequency to come in that my digestive system needs. From the very first time of your digestive system of the mouth to elimination. Bring complete healing and balancing to my digestive system. You might want to ask, is there something I should be doing or eating or drinking that I'm not? And just see if something comes to you. Is there something I should be eating or that I shouldn't be eating? And see what comes. And then it's your job to follow through on that. Okay, another frequency of energy coming in. This is the integumentary system, which is your skin. And so what I am getting is also to balance the microbes in the skin. Balance the microbes in the skin. Now balancing the circulation of the blood and of the lymph to, from, and within the blood, from and within for the lymph. And by the way, this is going to repeat in the even hours for the next 7 days. The exact vibration of love needed to come in to bring balance to your cardiovascular system. And healing team, we ask that this balance includes the release of all plaque in our blood, the repair of all vessels, arteries, capillaries, that the electrical impulses of the heart be balanced, and that the cardiovascular system with the intake of oxygen, so that's the respiratory system, be balanced. And now the vibration of love needed to balance the respiratory system. Again, healing team, we ask you to do a scan of our respiratory system, our upper respiratory, our lower respiratory system. Balance all microbes in there. Some of us are having bronchitis, asthma, COPD, allergies, toxins. We choose to release these now. And body, soul, we ask you to balance them and take them away from us. Those who have had long-term respiratory problems due to long-term COVID, or like me, that long-term metapneumonia, I am ready to release that. Tell your body, soul, that I'm ready to release that. Please take it away. The exact vibration of love needed coming into the lymphatic system. Okay, and now the exact vibration. Oh, and I got the message that that part's going to be repeated on the even hours for the next 7 days. And now the exact vibration of love that is needed to come into our nervous system. And healing team, we ask you to overlay the divine blueprint of our nervous system, especially our brain. We ask you to release all plaque that is within the cells, neurons, and glial cells in our brain. We ask you to bring to balance the circulation of the blood in every part of our brain, the lobes in our cortex, the limbic brain, the cerebellum, the pons, the brainstem, and our entire reptilian brain. I'm feeling all this stuff going on in me, so just giving that time. Connecting this with the balance of the cerebral spinal fluid. And now the exact vibration of love needed to bring our musculoskeletal system into balance, the perfect positioning of all of our joints, and that includes the vertebra in our spinal system. And now the exact vibration of love needed. And this is going to be continuing for the next, I'm getting for the next 72 hours. The exact vibration needed in our urogenital system is what they call it in medicine. So the release of urine, wherever that's coming to, and anything within our genital system. So women, ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, and that includes the energy if you're missing them, men with your prostate, testicles, penis, whatever that is, it all comes in together. There we go. Trying to see which system that I have left out. So, healing team, we ask you to bring in the exact vibration needed for anything that I left out, to bring that in. Cellular. Please bring the division of cells to normality. Good. And as I said earlier, the continuation of various vibrations, as long as you agree to having them with you, is going to continue for the next 72 hours. And then there's going to be, like, a domino effect. Things are going to be happening all the way to your DNA. But just to be sure that your healing team knows about the DNA, healing team, we ask you to align our personal DNA with the divine blueprint of the DNA of the ultimate human. Breathe deeply. And now, and this next thing I'm giving you is something very simple, and you can ask for this at any time in the day. Michael the Archangel, please use your sword, or you can be the sword and do it yourself, and sever any low vibration attachments that any person has to me or that I have to any person. So, what that means is sever the low vibration attachments that somebody else sends to me, and sever the low vibration attachments that I send to someone else. And Amma, Abba, mother, father, all that is, whatever name you use for your higher power. I ask you to fill the person I was attached to, whether it was me to them or them to me, with the highest vibration of love needed for their healing. Good. And now it's kind of a long healing session, isn't it? So now bring to mind whom it is you wish to put in the healing circle. Doesn't matter who. Often my sister and I pray together almost every day. And often what we'll do is that all of those people we've held in our mind and our heart, we ask you to bring, we bring to you now. And we ask for them to receive everything we have just received. And Amma and Abba, we ask you to send a blanket of love to every part of this planet that is at war, where there is a lack of peace, and to bring to it, as Yeshua said, the peace that passes understanding. We ask this to be in our homes, in our places of work. We live in big communities within our community, within our families, our little local family, family of origin, cousins, back generations, and forward generations. Our neighborhoods, our cities, our states, our provinces, our country, and the world. The two battle, I think something's going on in Yemen now, Gaza, Ukraine, and in all of the places that have not made the news, but there are people dying in war. Now let's just hold that space for a moment as we are allowing that energy to come through us and out to others. And now let us each thank Amma, Abba, whatever name you use, our healing teams, and each other for the healing which has come. We are in deep gratitude. And now Amma, the Divine Mother, is asking you to get into the lecture room, to get a comfortable chair. You'll still receive healing as we're doing the work, but feel yourself in a comfortable chair with anything you wish to drink, even if you wish to snack, staying completely within your heart source. And so the next one that whose words that you hear will be from Amma, the Divine Mother, flowing through me. Wonderful day to you, my precious ones, dear ones. Wonderful day to you. We've done a lot of reflecting and discussion, have we not, on different parts of life? We've talked about karma, for instance. I want to do, I guess you would call it, a natural offshoot from that. And that is to talk about how exactly do you, both a third dimensional being and a fifth dimensional being, handle living within the third dimension? Now, of course, you probably know the first thing I'm going to say is to stay in your heart source. And you're right. That is the first thing I'm going to say. But I want to go to some of the finer points of what is happening. I have talked about the importance of keeping your heart open, of being within the heart source, of being the eye of the storm, the calm that is within the storm. And I know that some people have been saying, because I have heard it, this one says it, by the way, at different times. What do I do with people who are toxic to me? Is it required that I stay in relationship with them? Now, when it is defined relationship, that means, oh, let's say if you have a family or you have a group of friends that you get together to, but you always leave there feeling terrible because of what they say or what they do. Is it your obligation to continue staying there? Continue being the receiver of negativity, of the cords that they send out. We have Archangel Michael release cords. The answer is no, that is not your obligation. Your obligation is with you staying within your heart source and sending them only the highest vibration of energy that you can send. Now, if you can't at this time, it is always at this time, if you cannot at this time send a higher vibration of energy, ask us to do it for you. If someone has grievously betrayed you, stay within your heart source, do the healing work that you need to do for yourself. When you think of them, that betrayal that you had, when you think of them, and you find yourself yelling at them, if you find yourself saying those words that you wish you had thought of at the time, check to be sure you are in your heart source. And ask me, ask Abba, and whatever name you use, ask your healing team even to assist you and say, I can't at this time. And you might even say, oh, I choose not to at this time. I ask you, though, that you, for me, send to them the love I wish I could right now. I am too raw. I am too much in pain. I need to heal first. Not being able to send someone who has assaulted you, whether it's emotionally or physically, who has betrayed you in a grievous manner, is not a failing on your part. You are learning how to do that, to send total love from your heart while in your heart source, even when it hurts. Because what you want to do is to be the love that you are. And what is that love? That love is an aspect of who we, myself as Amma and Abba, the God that you proclaim, you are part of that, is to learn to love as we love. It is difficult, is it not? It is difficult. And this is what you are in this third dimensional experience to do. And as you practice this, and yes, you may say it's not fair that they receive this love and I do not. Well, let's correct that part. Yes, they are receiving that love for you, from you, for them. Send love also to yourself. And know that we are sending you love. And you may, and you have, if you have been following what we have been saying over the years, you can ask us, please send me all the love I need that I didn't receive at that time. Send me all the love I need so that I remember that I am love and that I have value, whether this person believes it or not, that I am loved, beloved, and I am love. This is how you balance your third dimensional self and your fifth dimensional self. There is no one who is listening to this message who is not balancing both dimensions. It is definitely a walking between the worlds. I call upon you to find what you need to stay within the heart source. If it is music, find the music that keeps you there in your heart source. If it is a music that moves you to tears for the loss of that relationship from which you were betrayed, that is wonderful. Tears, holy tears, tears of loss are cleansing tears. And when you are able to say, as you cry, and you become aware, and you are aware, I know that for someone to betray you in that way, they can only be hurt more than you can imagine. Something is damaged and wounded within them. And when you are able to be aware of their inability to love themselves, which makes it unable for them to love you. And as you heal, as you accept the love that we send you, as you recognize, as hard as it is, that what happened to you was not about you on one level, it is about them. What you do with what happened to you is about you, because that is what you chose to learn before you incarnated. What do you learn from betrayal? You learn that others are deeply wounded that causes that betrayal. You learn that because someone has betrayed you does not make you less than. It is not a reflection upon you when someone else betrays you. You learn that as you work to overcome the pain and you work to not send out negative energy or low vibration energy to the one who has betrayed you, you begin to learn that your vibration of love, and in asking for the higher vibration of love, that your vibration rises and that you can begin to accept them and what they have done. And you can learn to let that go. Some of you know exactly what I am speaking of because you are learning it now, or you are doing it now. The truth is that no matter what has happened to you, you have the ability to release the pain of it, to take in the wisdom and knowledge, and to not allow, because you've released the pain, to not allow that to change who you are. Imagine now, maybe it is the worst thing that has ever happened to you. It could be struggling. You could be struggling with it now. What would it be like for you? What could you do if you let go of all of that now? What would life be like for you? How would you feel emotionally, physically? Would you be able to stand taller when your shoulders are not held down or your back is not held down with the burden of that pain? Somebody may have given you that burden, but you know what? You're the one who accepted it. You did not have to accept that burden. Does that make that your fault? No, we're not asking for victimization here. It is like knowing that there's a hole in the street that gets water in it all of the time. And when you learn that that hole is there, and all you have to do is step to the side one step and you miss it and you don't get wet feet or wet clothes. You learn how not to accept the burden other people give to you. And when you do not accept that and you recognize that, even patting yourself on your back and saying, I did it this time, I didn't take that. And you can feel your heart expanding. And you could say, and please send love to that one who felt so badly and in so much pain that they had to try to have me feel the same way. I choose not to carry that burden for them. It is within my right to make that choice. I ask you, Amma, Abba, God, all that is, to fill them with love, to fill them with all the love that they need. And please fill me with all the love that I need. You do not have to place yourself in the middle of the battle. You stand in your truth. You stay in your heart. You speak your truth. But in most cases, you are not required to be in the midst of the toxicity that is in from other people, maybe even your families, maybe even where you live. You can manage how to stay within your heart source and to send love to others, how to claim being Michael's sword and allowing that energy to surround you, how to activate the violet flame, which transmutes energy coming into you. And knowing that you have that power to ask for those things, and you have that power to choose what you are going to carry and what you are not, while you are still holding the other person in an attitude of love. People do not make choices to act contrary to love unless they have been in such woundedness that they have lost what love is. Have compassion for them. And you may say, oh, but that is too much to ask. No, it is not too much to ask love, to express and experience love for another. This is why you came here to this planet, to learn how to implement, express, hold love in a third dimensional world of duality, black and white, love and fear. When you are doing this, no, you do not have to agree to people who hold truths that you do not believe is true. Yes, there are times when you will feel within you, I have to speak out. When you have to say, no, you may not talk that way about these wonderful people that are also love incarnate. It does not matter what race, religion, country, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, sexuality, or hair color, or age. You may not speak that way within my presence. You may not speak that way or call other people those names, as that is not who I am. And that cannot happen. You can even say, I ask God to fill you with all of the love that you need to know the difference between love and fear. It is time to make those stands. And it is time, just as you did in the healing session today, it is time to call for the vibration of love you needed to give you support and to help you to fling away the pain, just as you would fling away a jacket that has mud on it right now. Maybe wash the jacket, maybe throw it away, it doesn't matter, but you will no longer wear that. What is it within you that you are ready to release? You could ask yourself that each day. What is it that happened today that I reacted in a way that really is not the way I wanted to react, or that I would, being the person that I choose? I will cleanse that jacket of that emotion, of that fear, of that anger, of that jealousy, that envy, that victim consciousness. And I release it into the universe. But I think I'll transmute it with Michael's sword first. Those are ways that you live as a fifth dimensional being of love in this third dimensional world of violence. And I want you to know that we know that you can do this. As we have seen you do this, and you can do it even more and more deeply with love, with grace, with wisdom, and knowledge. And I am Amma, your mother, and I hold you in my womb with great love. My blessings to you. And this is Kathy. Those were beautiful words, at least for me, from Amma.
Yes, they were.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kathy.
You are
Absolutely.
welcome. And I want to thank you
Thank
for
you so
joining
much.
us.
Many blessings to you.
And many blessings to you. Oh, and please keep my housemate in your prayers tomorrow. She's having a
Sure.
pacemaker placed in.
Oh, we'll pray for her.
So that's always a little nerve-wracking, but she's a nurse. She knows what happens. It's just, I told her once I was afraid, I was getting really anxious. She said, well, it's a simple surgery. I said, no, I'm anxious that you're going to die before you get it done. And she just laughed. We were laughing about it. But so keep Barb in your prayers.
Yeah.
Thank you, my
Absolutely.
friends.
Thank
Much
you.
love. I really
Thank you, Dr. Kathy.
Thank
Much
you.
love.
too.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. See
Thank
you
you.
Wednesday.
You bet. Bye.
Bye.
Amazing grace.
Love you.
Amazing grace.